Hi, I'm Domini Celebrate, and every Wednesday I have an open discussion or an open discussion on what does it mean to paint the landscape of your soul. And I like to do these live because, well, I'm a spontaneous gal anyway, and I want to give the opportunity for all of you to ask any kind of questions about the book, about the process, about creative healing in general. And before I start chatting too much, I always like to open or create sacred space. And sacred space for me is the opportunity just to get out of my day to day, get out of my chatter, and to really come back inside myself. And I start every creative process this way. And I find that I am less in my mind and much more in my heart. And since today we're going to talk about what does it mean to know your heart and love your life, um, it's even more important to give yourself the space to honor your time and to just come inward for a while, come into your inner landscape. And so I always like to light a candle. Now, obviously, you all can do this in any way that works for you. But lighting a candle for me says, hey, I'm going into sacred time. Then I have to find somewhere to put it. There we go. And then I like to use some incense. And in fact, when I open sacred space, I really find it important to open up all my senses. Because expressive arts and intuitive creation is a body-centered practice, it's so important to kind of wake up all your senses, wake up your body wisdom. And so creating sacred space actually starts to kind of get you into your body more and more. And I see that you're joining in, and if you have any questions, feel free to write some questions down as we go on. So today I'm going to use a fairy bell, and a fairy bell for an online purpose really helps clear the space, and because it's easier to hear than smell. And I just allow the sound to just clear away whatever I don't or you don't need to hold on to for right now. And then give yourself a moment and just bring your awareness to your breath. And invite your breath to come all the way down into your body, into your belly. And invite your breath to come all the way down to your feet. The more that we are grounded and in our body, the more we can create from a heart space versus a mind space. So allow your breath to bring you into your body. And allow your breath to begin to allow you just to soften. Great. And just take a moment and notice how you feel. Notice how you feel when you come into your body space and into your heart space. This is important because when you work on exploring your inner landscape, understanding your inner landscape and how to paint the landscape of your soul, the more that you have this body, mind, spirit memory of being in your body, the quicker you can kind of get there. So what does it mean to Know your heart and love your life. And, this is the week in February where everybody's really paying attention to relationships, relationships to other people, relationships to yourself, and that place that we call the heart space or the love space. And so I chose our conversation today to think about what is it to know your heart and then enhance and then to love your life. So knowing your heart, very simply, is about allowing all the parts of you, allowing all the many aspects of yourself to be okay, to be present, and to be okay. So, sometimes you are just really full of life and alive, and sometimes you are miserable and grumpy. And you know what? They're all parts of you. We can't always be up because that would be just exhausting, right? To really know your heart is to allow all the parts of you, all the different personalities of you, all the all your feels, all your emotions, all your thoughts, the good, the bad, the in between, all to be present, all to be honored. So, part of healing, why I believe that intuitive creation is profoundly healing, is because it allows, by your own personal invitation, it allows whatever wants to be brought out into your life again to come out. So, perhaps there's this event that happened to you when you were a younger person and you just really seriously stuffed that away. And it just sits there and that energy just gets stuffed and stuck and it just it doesn't move. And in Chinese medicine, anything that doesn't move, anything that is stuck creates illness. First, in this case, with an emotion that we've stuck off to the side, you can create a stuck pattern of emotion that doesn't allow you to express yourself fully, and that could eventually create illness. In holistic medicine, your body, mind, and spirit are all interconnected. So if something bogs down in the world of your body, it will affect your mind and it will affect your emotions and spirit. If something gets bogged down in your emotions, the same thing, it creates havoc in your body. So to bring all those parts back, to disempower them in a way where they're kind of like disempowering, meaning, oh my God, I really don't like that part of myself, blah, 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 blah. You put all this kind of energy to it. And when you start allowing your body to bring up what it needs to bring up by connecting into your body wisdom, by painting, you kind of look at those stories or that emotion or that personality. You go, oh, hey, that's part of me. And that's what it's like to know your heart, just to be really okay with who you are. By the nature of unblocking yourself, of allowing emotions or feelings or limiting beliefs actually to come out onto paper with any intuitive creative process. Clearly here, I talk about painting because I love paint, but you can do this with journaling, with automatic writing, you can do this with music, and you can do this with movement. It's the invitation for you to move what's stuck. And the beauty of working with the intuitive creation is that you don't have to necessarily say, I want to move this. More, the invitation is you ask your body, what is it that wants to come up and be moved, come up and be part of my life again? And when you allow your heart and your body wisdom and the energy of all that to lead the way, whatever wants to come up is ready to come up, and you can begin to heal that process just by the nature of bringing attention and love to it. So, what I like to do today, okay, let me finish this though. So, to know your heart and to love your life. When you are a full person, when you are fully allowing all of you to be out in the world. That can be your really exuberant self, or your really fragile self, or your vulnerable self, or your giddy self, or your mean and bitchy self to come on out. It's like you stop struggling to hold everything in check. You stop micro controlling your life, because as we start to really honor and allow our emotions and our body wisdom to kind of lead the way, we actually get more flexibility. So not only when you're working with intuitive creation do you get to kind of do some deep healing or allow some deep healing to come up, you also are allowing some movement in your energy, you're allowing some play, you're allowing yourself some time to do what you really love. We are all creative. And when I talk about creativity, I'm not talking about artwork. I'm talking about this inborn vitality that we're all born with. And that's the kind of way that we should go into this work. Not thinking about colors or composition or techniques. This is not about any of this. This is about the journey, your journey of self-discovery, your journey of coming back to your heart and back to all the delightful, beautiful, powerful parts of you. And a little sidebar here. Speaking of powerful women, I want to invite you all to write this down right now. I've been honored to be part of a podcast called Rebirth by Kate Brenton. And it's going to start, I believe, in a couple weeks. So go on to whatever podcast listening access app that you use and type in Rebirth and by Kate Brenton, and go ahead and subscribe, because I've looked at some of the bios of the other women on these podcasts and they are amazing. And so Rebirth is really about coming back into your powerful self. And in these podcasts, Kate really invites us all to talk about what we love and how we've rebirthed. So it's called Rebirth. Find it on your podcasts. Okay. And so back to knowing your heart and loving your life. I am looking at the book, Painting the Landscape of Your Soul, and I'm on page 140. And I like to choose a little exercise out of my book, and because you can go back and access it at any time. This exercise was from a friend of mine, Corinne Gilman, and Corinne is an amazing fiber artist and painter, and she came up with this exercise that I really wanted to share with you today, because it's a simple exercise that you can do every day, and it really allows you to come into your heart, and love your life. So what I'm going to invite you all to do is go ahead and set up your painting area or drawing area, or grab some paper and a pencil. And then bring your awareness back to your body. So give ourselves an opportunity to ground down again, to come into our body, to open up your senses, and bring your awareness to a part of your body that's trying to get your attention. And that means it could just be maybe your shoulder or your neck or something that's trying to get your attention. Or maybe there's a particular feeling, an emotion, some sort of sensation in your body, because you've given your body the invitation to talk, to heal. It's going to start talking to you through your intuition, through your body. So go to that area of your body and let your body know that you are going to ask your heart to share what it wants to share with you today with color, shape, and form. So remember, these paintings or drawings can always look abstract because we're not about technique. We're about the process and the experience of letting your body lead the way. So go ahead and draw or paint or move your heart as it is today. Don't judge it. Just let your heart grab a color and make a movement on the brush and on the paper. Draw your heart as you visualize it today. And as you keep connecting with your heart energy, notice if it wants to, if the energy or the colors or the shape of that heart expression wants to get bigger or smaller. Let the brush lead the way. Let your pencil lead the way. Let the energy of your heart, of what it wants to share with you today, lead the way. Don't try to understand it. Don't try to figure out the why. Don't try to figure out the story. Keep choosing colors and letting your heart lead the way. Keep bringing your awareness into your heart area. And what I know about this work is things come in layers. So one layer of paint to another layer of paint to another layer of paint. These are the multiple layers of you in your energy field, in your body field. And to the multiple layers of you getting deeper and deeper into your heart. So allow your heart to lead the way. Invite your heart to share visions, share dreams, even wishes. And if you're having a completely open-hearted experience and then you feel like you want to contract, contract. Let the color show the contraction. So if words want to show up, that's okay. You can write the words out, but don't let the words take away from the actual experience of putting paint onto paper. Let your body lead the way. Let your body express what your heart wants to express with color, with shape. Get into the feeling of this. Put it out onto paper. Allow this drawing to be where you are now. So one beautiful thing about the intuitive creative process, because it's body centered, you stay in the present moment. Keep painting, keep feeling. Keep getting to understand what it means to know your heart. Allow your secrets to come up because these paintings are like journal entries. Nobody else needs to see them. Write and draw and express yourself in a way that's unencumbered, that is free. Allow all of you to express yourself. If you're expanding and you contract, beautiful. If you start with contraction and go to expansion, beautiful. This is the ebb and flow of who we are. Allow your heart to lead the way. One beautiful and incredibly simple practice that you can do every day is open up a journal. And I do, there are other posts on my website called Soul Journaling, if you want a little bit more information about what I'm saying here. But a daily practice would be to open up your journal and take a pencil and just start. I feel this. I notice that I am feeling this. What do I feel right now? How do I feel? And start writing in a journal, automatic writing. Just allow your heart to express yourself with words. You don't have to go back and read them, but just keep writing them and then go through this process. After the words come out, what color wants to show up on your paper? What vibration or energy or expression of your heart wants to show up in your journal today? A daily practice, back to yourself, back to loving yourself and loving your life. This is what creative healing is. Just allowing yourself to be in the energy and the flow of who you are, of all of who you are. And in that way, you can mirror to the rest of your community, rest of the world, what it's like to be a whole and healthy, not perfect, but whole and healthy person. And that, my loves, is what it's like to know your heart and love your life. Beautiful. I do these calls every Wednesday. I think starting in March, I may start doing them on Sunday mornings at 11. So for some of you that are watching this at other times, we can do these more interactively, but I'll let you know. Also, if you wanted to do a 7-day journey to yourself, I have a downloadable class called Looking Within, and you can go ahead and find that on DominiCelebrity.com, and you can download that. And this gives you exercises and experiences to go deeper and deeper into your heart and using painting as a spiritual practice. So I wish you a beautiful week, many opportunities to connect in with yourself and into your heart, many opportunities to just be okay with where you are at that moment. Feel free to write any comments or questions in this feed. And I hope you have a beautiful week. Thanks for watching, and thanks for connecting into your inner landscape.